Snap is missed a blocked. Blazers block it. They still got a chance to try to run it in, and he'll be run out of bounds. The extra point's no good.
91, let's flip, 88, 69, 88, 96, Blue Rally, 37, 92.
The David Dean Show. Your weekly look at Valdosta State University Blazer football with head coach David Dean. Brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, saluting America's designated drivers. Responsibility matters. Kentucky Fried Chicken. We do chicken right in Valdosta, Nashville, and Thomasville. Houston Orthopedic Hospital and Houston Sports Medicine Center. Your Metro Valdosta State Farm Insurance agents. And by Coca-Cola, make it real. Here's your host, Dick Rockey, along with head coach David Dean, and a look at this week's Blazer football action.
Hello and welcome to the David Dean Show. I'm Dick Rockey along with the head coach. The Blazers go on the road to Russellville, Arkansas and defeat Arkansas Tech 28-27, coming back from a deficit of 2 touchdowns 2 different times in the football game, David. And man, what a start for the Blazers. If it could go wrong that first half, it did. Fumbles. We tried to play 12 men on the field once. We tried to play 10 men field on the once. It just seemed like nothing went right that first half.
It did. It was very uncharacteristic for a Valdosta State football team to do that. I think we came out with a little bit of lack of focus, lack of intensity, and fortunately for us, we found a way to push the button and get the play going.
I know we were looking here while we were talking that first half we went. I think it was punt. I think we fumbled once. We had
an interception.
We had a 15-play drive in the first half that got nothing. I think we had a 16-play drive in the first half. We got nothing. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't there.
No, it wasn't there. We held the ball a long time. Penalties killed us. We had just really stupid, critical mistakes. We cost ourselves some first downs. We cost ourselves some yardage. And it's, like I said, it's just very uncharacteristic for what we normally do.
We were also talking, when Valdosta State goes on the road, we have become the team that people want to play their best again. And Arkansas Tech is a good team, but they played really well.
They did. You could tell when they were warming up that they were excited to play us. When we were coming into the stadium, all along the street, you could see signs that were saying, "Go Tech, beat Valdosta." So we knew that we were going to get their best. We expect that every week, and I don't think it was any better. And Arkansas Tech's a very good football team, and they're an even better team when they have to play in their home field in Russellville, Arkansas.
All right, Coach, we'll take a break and come back and look at first half highlights.
These days, you can buy more things in more places than ever before. You'd think that would make things simpler.
I'd like a venti quad cappuccino.
But it just makes it more complicated. That's why at TrustGuard, we still sell our auto insurance through independent agents. It's a far smoother process than buying from a stranger over some 1-800 line. It's good to know what you're buying and who you're buying it from.
Works hard, the kids are 10, 6, and 3. Our life together gets a little crazy. So I called Applebee's like I've done before. They brought our favorite foods out to my car door.
With Applebee's Carside to Go, you call it in, we bring it out.
Now my wife wants to meet me just as fast as she can, 'cause there's something women like about a pickup man.
Applebee's Carside to Go. It's not fast food, it's Applebee's Food Fast.
The David Dean Show is also brought to you by the Georgia Lottery, celebrating 1 million Hope Scholarship recipients. And none of it would be possible without you. Thanks a million, Georgia. South Georgia Medical Center. South Georgia Travel for all your travel needs. And by First State Bank and Trust Company, serving South Georgia for over 100 years.
Coach Dean, your football team comes back after 1 week off, and sometimes that helps you, sometimes that hurts you. And we were talking, just looked like it just appeared to us the Blazers looked a little slow there to start the game. A couple of times they weren't even lined up defensively when they were ready to snap it. The week off, you know, I know you said you probably needed it, but I think it hurt a little bit.
It did. You know, we had 2 good first games, and we wanted to carry that momentum into to the next week, and unfortunately we had to take a week off. So we had to gear ourselves back up. We had a lot of bad weather the week before. No excuses for that, but we just didn't come in and play as focused as I would like for us to do to start the game. And like I said, fortunately for us, that we found a way to increase the intensity. We came out after the half, and I don't think that I've ever seen a Blazer football team as fired up coming out of the locker room at the half as we were.
All right, Coach, let's jump into the first half highlights. Blazers, of course, will be dressed in their all-white road uniforms and the coin toss, and we won that. You deferred.
We deferred. We wanted to take that wind and not have to look in the sun in the first quarter, and you know, we knew we were going to lose a little bit of field position there by doing that. But our kickoff team did a great job down in here. You stopping those guys inside the 30-yard line. Great hustle there. LaVaris Dollar with a big tackle, and they come out, and we kind of expected them to do this, run the little zone read and run a little bit of option with their quarterback, Cole Barthel. You know, we got a lot of guys flying around to the football, and you see early in the game we're not putting a whole lot of pressure on him, and he's able to move around, and those wideouts are able to escape coverage. It's just hard to cover guys for that long, and then they drive down pretty quick, in about 2.5 minutes, and score. Go up on a 7-0.
8 plays, 71 yards, 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Blazers get the football right back, but go 3 and out.
Yeah, we had a penalty that knocked us back, and we didn't start in very good field position, and had a drop ball right there by Josh Ram that would have given us a first down. We ended up having a punt, and then for a great play there by William Montford running the option down, great speed. And then there's the play again, that little zone read, and we're just missing some tackles, and he's slipping through. And then play that they ran a lot, bootleg. We just had a little miscommunication in the secondary, and 6 minutes into the game, we're down 14-0.
That was a 2-minute drive, went 52 yards on, again, 8 plays.
Characteristic of the first 2 games, we're dropping a lot of people back in coverage, and Willie takes off running, and then we go to a little new formation that we threw out in this game. It was very successful for us. Michael Terry does a nice job of running. Again, we bog down, have to punt again. Second straight series that we have to punt. We're relying on our defense now to play well. They stopped them. We get the ball back, and we just started throwing underneath routes and running Michael Terry here. And you can see how hard he's running. He did a great job all night long, just kept the pressure on him. I thought Zach Parker played a great game. He came in and gave us a spark, made 2 big catches right in a row here, moving the chains down the field. And Willie's doing a good job just throwing underneath, making them come up and make plays and make tackles. Then here's another good run here by Michael Terry. Run a little counter play, and he sticks it up inside, throwing the ball out here to Cedric Jones. They left him one-on-one coverage a good bit. I was surprised at that.
By the way, 14 catches, 135 for Cedric.
Another good game for him. He played very well. He kind of turned his ankle there in the third quarter, but he kept playing and kept fighting. Then here's a good play, again there by Kenneth Hale. And then we hand the ball off to Scott Palmer, gets good yardage. And then coming back, we try to throw the ball deep. You see Cedric Jones has got him beat. The ball just slipped out of Willie's hand. Didn't throw it as far as he needed to, and underthrew, and the guy made a nice interception. And then here again, we blow a coverage. We're not getting any pressure on the quarterback, and the guy slips deep. They try to double pass. We had preached to our guys all week that they were going to do that. Number 11's a former quarterback, and our guys just swarmed it. And here we go back to throwing the ball again underneath. They were giving us that. Ronnie Nelson with a big run here. You can see he about creases that. I want to get Ronnie loose and get him in the secondary. Big first down catch right there by Travis Taylor, taking a hit from the safety. And then if he'd have got that ball up right there to Ronnie, we had a chance to run. Throwing the ball underneath again to Cedric Jones. We got a penalty right there. They kept spinning him after the whistle was blown, and he lost his cool and ended up with a personal foul call. we can't have that happen and hurt us on a drive. This is one of those drives. I think we went 16 or 17 plays in this drive and ended up with nothing. And fortunately, we held the ball. I thought he was in here. I thought R.J. Bastone made a great catch, and everybody that I have talked to said that that field goal was good. One of them looked, one official said yes, and one official said no, so the no won out.
We talked about William Mumford. He was in on a bunch of plays.
He was. William played very well. He was an emotional leader. He was an emotional leader at the half. And really did a great job of getting our guys pumped up when they came out in the second half. And you can see now we're starting to wear those guys down a little bit, and he's starting to move his feet in the pocket now.
Best punter we've seen, David, in a long time.
No question. He did a great job. I think he hit 2 punts over 50 yards. A little scary here. Uncharacteristic for Sherrod Reynolds. He fumbles, and then our defense bows their neck, holds them to a field goal attempt, and they miss it.
I think that's their first field goal attempt of the year, by the way, and it was a big miss.
It was a big miss.
It was a big miss. Both teams had big field goals that were missed in that first. Now, that we gave up the quick 14 points, but after that, we shut them down pretty good, and we'll get your comments on that when we come back after the break. We'll take a look at second half highlights in just a moment.
Put the knife down.
Luann, what are you doing?
I'm having lunch from KFC. It's real food, which requires a fork and a knife.
It's KFC, people.
Have a real meal for lunch. Come to KFC for any of our new $2.99 deals. World-famous chicken, choice of a side, and a flaky biscuit. Grab lunch for just $2.99. KFC chicken now has the same great taste with 0 grams of trans fat per serving.
My dad was an OBGYN at South Georgia Medical Center, and I followed in his footsteps. Our practice has been in Valdosta for 55 years. Medicine was simpler then. All of the advances have made it exceedingly complex. It's critical to have talented staff to keep patients safe and comfortable. That's why we do obstetrics at SGMC. South Georgia Medical Center is sort of a diamond in the rough, with an outstanding medical staff dedicated to the community.
Hello, I'm Jane Shelton, and welcome to South Georgia Travel.
Since 1964, we've been serving your travel needs. Whether considering domestic, Caribbean, European, or something out of the ordinary, we specialize in personalized vacation planning to make sure your vacation is all about you. Whether business or leisure, call us at South Georgia Travel. We're always as close as your phone, or visit us on our website. Come see us at 1300 Baytree Road.
We're going places.
Hello, I'm David Derlin with First State Bank and Trust. Now is a great time to consider a home equity line of credit. We've been helping families realize their dreams for 100 years.
Let your dreams take shape by using the equity in your home for a brand new kitchen with all the extras you've been wanting. More space, new appliances, new cabinets can make the kitchen the focal point of your home. See First State Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
First State Bank and Trust.
I'm Zach Parker. I'm from Lowndes County, Georgia. I'm a wide receiver, and you're watching the David Dean Show. Stay tuned to watch the Dean Machine get rolling.
Coach Dean, we go in 14-0 down. It's not as if the Blazers have not been behind before and behind by a lot. So you got to talk to your team, and maybe you don't have to talk to them too much. They know what has to be done.
They do. We've been in that situation before, like you said. There was no panic. Our seniors took over the locker room and said that we weren't going to allow Arkansas Tech to beat us, and that was good to see. Like I said, we came out in the second half probably as fired up as I've ever seen a group come out. We were emotional. We were ready to play. We were ready to hit somebody in the mouth, and I think it showed the rest of the way.
Well, let's watch that third quarter. Third quarter, there were 27 points put on the board by the two teams, and during our post-game radio, I'd ask you the question, and everybody knows it, that first time we touched the ball in the second half, I thought we have got to score a touchdown.
We did, and our guys responded, and we scored in 1 minute and 6 seconds, I think. We took it all the way down the field and started off with a little swing pass right here to Clay Calloway, got us some yardage, and then big run right here. Michael Terry breaks through, breaks a tackle right there down the sideline. I thought he might be gone, and the guy had a good angle on him and just pushed him out of bounds. And then great fake right there by Rashawn Robinson. Faked the cameraman out, and Willie walks into the end zone for a touchdown.
I have to admit, he faked everybody out, including us up in the radio booth. Both of them would have scored. Michael Terry had 17 rushes for 137 net yards on the night.
And they were hard yards too. He kept pounding and kept going at them, and you can see him. He's dragging folks down the field. And Michael Terry's a great kid. He runs hard, and we're glad to have Michael part of our football team. Another fine runs, just seeing things so much better than he did in the first part of the season right there. See right there, he's just picking and choosing his way. I really wish he had gotten in the end zone right there. He deserved to score. He was a little gassed there, so we got him out and ran the quarterback sneak, and Willie sticks it over for a touchdown. And we tie it back up quickly.
Go 60 yards on only 4 plays, so here we are now. It's 14-7.
Right, and we wanted our defense right now to bow their necks and shut them down and give us good field position, and hopefully we'd carry our momentum in for a score. And you see, we're just missing some tackles there, letting them get loose, and then this play that they've been running, and they hit the crease on us. We take a bad angle on the outside, get blocked, and they take it in for a score. But probably the play of the game, Maurice Leggett, great effort, comes off the edge, blocks the kick. They scoop it up, and we chase them down and knock them out of bounds right there.
Hit a flag there, and we're all a little bit over. What's that flag about?
I was very nervous. I knew that he had a face mask, had a hold of our face mask, and if they hadn't called that, I would have really been upset. But they did. Here's their staple play that they tried to throw on us a bunch. They tried to move the pocket, little naked play, and you can see right here we should have had pressure on him, and they're holding us up, and they make a big play, big catch, and then Cole comes down on the option and sticks the ball in the end zone, and they jump back up 13 points on us.
And that's when we're thinking, oh my gosh, we thought we had them, all the momentum, and they showed a lot of willpower to come back.
And our guys never panicked. They really didn't. And we talked about it in the locker room after the game. Nobody pointed fingers. Nobody blamed anybody. They just said, hey, let's start playing Blazer football, and let's get after them a little bit. We're still doing the same thing here on offense. We're just throwing the ball, dinking it underneath, and we're just doing a poor job of tackling him, letting him get outside and make some plays on us. But you can see now, we're starting to put the pressure on him. Slowly and slowly and slowly, we're getting closer and closer to getting back there and making it. You watch his feet here. They're a little bit more happy. Big play right there. Michael Cullen breaks through on the blitz. Kenneth Hill steps in front of the throw and makes the interception, and that's when we started going. There's a big throw and catch right here by Jeffrey Felton. And then we come back, throw the ball underneath Cedric Jones, and he's making people miss, getting good yardage down the field, and then big run here by Michael Terry for a touchdown. Breaks a tackle, slips in the end zone, gets us a little bit closer. Still had a lot of time left. Now you see our defense again. We're playing hard, running to the football. I think we just were in better condition than they were. You can see how he's starting to throw off balance again. And now we're shutting them down. I think in their 2 drives that they did not score in the second half, they only had 22 total yards of offense. That says a lot for our defense.
Coach Dean, this play was just there all night. They were playing 10, 12 yards off Cedric Jones.
They were. I think they were afraid of his speed after they had the interception.
Here you go.
And that's a big run right there. They got us for a holding right there on Josh Rayham. A nitpicky call, but we got to live with it. Here's a great run here by Ronnie Nelson. He was determined to get in the end zone. Zach Williams hits the extra point, and we're up by 1 point.
I know what made you proud about that drive. 10 plays, 78 yards, took 4 minutes and 41 seconds off the clock.
Well, I said to myself before we started that drive, I want to go 78 yards and take about 6.5 minutes off the clock. And we only took about 4, so if there's any disappointing part of it, we should have taken 2 more. But again, look at Mike Terry. He's dragging folks. So proud of the way that he played, and really all of our running backs. And right here, we're just a half a yard short. And we end up having to punt the ball back to him. And again, look at the pressure. Great play there by Roger King on 2nd down. Here's a big 4th down play. Melvin Black just runs by him, knocks the ball loose, and then they end up recovering the ball, but it forces us to go to our victory, and we'll take that play every week.
Coach Dean, some numbers. We don't always talk numbers. 90 plays by the Blazers for 501 total yards. We had the ball for 36 minutes and 40 seconds compared to 23 minutes and 10 seconds. That was huge.
It was, and we always try to play ball control offense. We go at a high speed, but we try to use as much of the clock as we can, and when you have the ball 36 minutes of 60 in a ball game, you got a chance to have a victory.
But again, you rushed for a net 249 yards. Just a great night for Blazer football there. A great comeback and a great win. Congratulations. Your first Gulf South Conference win of the year. Now, pretty soon we'll stop saying you're first. But I know you're probably not going to get tired of hearing that.
No, I'll take first of everything.
All right, Coach, take a break and come back and look at some scores from around the region and the conference.
You need but one number to win.
Win up to $100,000 every 4 minutes. See how at galottery.com.
Chino!
No matter how you spend your time, we can help you stay active for many years to come. The world-renowned physicians at the Houston Clinic specialize in the latest technology in the treatment and surgery of all orthopedic injuries and disorders. You'll receive the highest quality of medical care for total joint replacements, spine surgery, hand surgery, and sports medicine through an integrated delivery system of orthopedic and rehabilitative care focused on your optimum health and wellness. The Houston Clinic, a reputation for excellence, a tradition of caring.
How did we get roped into this?
Don't worry. I got enough for both of us.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
First time at the Opera, boys?
Come join Valdosta State for its 2007 Homecoming Weekend, September 27th through the 29th. Events begin 7 p.m. Thursday with the Community Pep Rally. 6 o'clock Friday is the Homecoming Parade, followed by the Twilight Centennial Concert on VSU's front lawn. 2 o'clock Saturday is the indoor tailgate party. Then witness the Blazers terrorize the Tigers as they kick off at 4 p.m. against Ouachita Baptist.
The David Dean Show is also brought to you by the Blanton and Griffin Insurance Agency, Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar, Colson Business Systems, and by Farmers and Merchants Bank.
Welcome back to the Farmers and Merchants Scoreboard. Coach Dean and I usually take a look at scores from around the conference. We're in the second week of conference play, the fourth week of football for about everybody. And Coach, not really any surprising scores, maybe one that grabbed your attention there, but we'll take a look at them. On Thursday night, Henderson State 38-6 over West Alabama.
That's a little bit of a surprise to me. I thought West Alabama was going to be much improved and a lot better this year. They're starting out 0-2 in the conference right now. Henderson State's got a good football team, a lot of speed.
North Alabama 27-8 over Southern Arkansas. Played them pretty good. It was closer early on, and their strength pulled them away.
They did. You know, North Alabama's got a good football team. Anytime you play Southern Arkansas, it's always going to be a tough physical game, and it looks like they kind of pulled away from them late.
And a score that sort of surprised me, Newberry, a good program, 64-9 over West Georgia. And West Georgia traditionally, over the last, even when they've been down, their defense have been outstanding. But man,
they have always had very strong defenses. And Newberry's coming off a playoff year, but I thought they were supposed to be a little bit down. Maybe they're a lot better than people are giving them credit for. But I'm very surprised they gave up 64 points. West Georgia did.
And Delta State 42-10 over Ouachita Baptist. Ouachita comes in for homecoming next week.
Right. It was tight for a long time, and I think Delta State kind of pulled away late. They beat them 42-10. Very formidable opponent coming in, Ouachita Baptist. They're playing, I think that was their first loss of the year.
All right, Coach. We'll be back with the State Farm look ahead at Ouachita Baptist in just a moment.
A beautiful university
under the palms and pines of South Georgia,
just above the Florida border,
halfway between Atlanta and Orlando.
We are Valdosta
State University.
Outstanding academics, a showplace for the arts,
and the home of champions.
Vision,
success,
and you.
Prepare for your world by coming to ours.
Valdosta State University, building for our next century.
In today's fast-paced business world, you need equipment that can help you keep up with your needs. You'll find it at Colson Business Systems with a complete line of CopyStar business solutions. CopyStar systems can copy, print, scan, and fax with all advanced finishing options. CopyStar has all the features and functionality you need for exceptional output, and enhanced print capabilities mean serious business. Call or stop by Colson Business Systems today and pick out your new CopyStar. Colson Business Systems, Valdosta's authorized CopyStar dealer.
I'm number one. Oh, I'm number one. Oh, hey. Back off. Hey.
For insurance and financial services in Valdosta, see State Farm agents Brian Sumner and Angie Crawford. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
William Mumford, middle linebacker for the Valdosta State Blazers, and you're watching The David Dean Show. Get you some.
Coach Dean, homecoming. Ouachita Baptist homecoming, always a lot of stuff going on starting as early in the week until Monday. It probably takes a little more of your time, and the players are expected probably to be at pep rallies and stuff. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's always a very frustrating week for a coach because there's a lot of distractions that go along with homecoming. You're excited to see a lot of the alumni come back, former players come back for games that you haven't seen in a long time, but there are a lot of distractions, parties, pep rallies, and different things like that, but that's what college football is all about.
Well, it's fun. It gives people a chance. Maybe once a year they come back to Valdosta State, and this is a great time. Ouachita Baptist, maybe we're going to see the best Ouachita team we've seen in forever.
Yeah, they are. They're off to their best start that they've had. Like we said, they got beat last night against Delta State. That was their first loss of the season. So they're playing very well, playing with a lot of confidence. And if we're not ready to play because it's homecoming and all the distractions, Ouachita Baptist can come in here and cause us some problems.
Coach Dean, a tradition, you started the first home game against Albany State. Gosh, we've been gone a long time.
It's been a long time.
The Blazer Walk at Jane Street and Williams Street, you unload your team off a bus and they make a walk through all the tailgaters, the bands there, the cheerleaders there. It was a tremendous, tremendous atmosphere, the Albany State game, and I know the players are looking forward to that.
We are. You know, I heard some guys talking about it last night that they were looking forward to going down the Blazer Walk this week, finally get back playing at home. Hopefully we'll have a big crowd over there. We had a tremendous crowd the first week. I was really surprised at that. Hopefully we'll get a lot of folks that will come back and be a part of that.
Ouachita, real quickly, what can you tell us about them? They throw it, run it?
They throw it a good bit. They mix it up. They're pretty much balanced, and from what I understand, they're blitzing a whole lot more than they have in the past.
Well, Coach Dean, the Blazers have forced all these teams to start throwing the football. You played a team like last night, and they look similar to what we do, and so the Blazers created this.
Well, I don't know about that. I think that's just kind of the trend of college football now. Everybody's going to this. They realize that you have to run and throw to be successful and play great defense.
All right, Coach, congratulations again. Remain undefeated, 3-0, 1-0 in the Gulf South Conference. Reminder, homecoming is at 4 o'clock. This coming Saturday against Ouachita Baptist. The Blazers try to go 4-0 and 2-0 in the Gulf South Conference. It was a great night for Valdosta State, a tremendous comeback, 28-27 over Arkansas Tech. And so until next week, I'm Dick Rockey for the head coach, David Dean. Have a nice week.